from that blink. So we're looking at the 10-minute marker at best. And if you get that up on the Tiny again, you're looking at him to play fast for New Esports. They are really early with these rotations, though.
They are. Into the mid lane, they want to try for Fearless, and Fearless did not spot it out, and he just gets blown up by DDZ. Just avalanche toss into power shot, and Yamate just hit him once. That's all it took. And with that, they might be able to actually start pressuring this mid-tier 1 tower. But they've already got 3 heroes here, along with their Drow. There isn't really much to stop them from getting a bit of damage in.
And that's one of the advantages of that Drow strat, right? If you draft around a hero, you can push these towers fast, not much commitment to get good damage in. Very quick response here, though.
Yeah, Fearless is going to go in now with the Inksword and the Silence out, and, well, the Drow, Yamate going to stick around a bit too long. His teammates had run off down to the bot lane, so they weren't able to help him out. DDZ, he tried to TP back in to support him, but just a bit too late.
Yeah, it's a strange movement out. Like, if you have the Drow up front, you want to back her up and even buy.
Oh, is it now? They just commit the Doom there onto Mosin, so he'll drop, and Masaros now going to be stuck, goes for the TP, and does make it just in the nick of time. That Blood Riot was half a second away from exploding on top of him. He does time it very well, however.
It's just a hit and run there for Motivate Trust all over the map. Ready to go. Great use of that first Doom. Not the ideal target, but you do find a kill. Putting that spell on cooldown. Still the mid. You can see that emphasis from you to try and bring it down.
That shit down DDZ. Inkswell is out from Jackie, and DDZ doesn't want to give his life away like this. He is the highest net worth, but it looks like he is set to drop, and Jackie, of all people, will be the one to take the kill on the Lifestealer, and that's just going to allow him to escalate even further.
Yeah, I mean, you're trading away your Storm for that Tiny, but it's so much more important for you to have that good start on DDZ. And I think timing, that's pivotal for DDZ to set up, and as long as he's being stalled out from that, you're pretty happy as Motivate Trust. We're going into the 12-minute mark. It's still about 500 gold away here for DDZ, so he's going to need maybe a minute more. 12 minutes still not too bad. But he really has to make that work afterwards. They've got level 6s up, they've got the Ruptures up, they need to make the plays with a swap, with a Rupture, and the toss.
Yamate.
Some people down.
Top lane gonna get swapped up by Mosin, now swap back into DDZ. Oh, Fearless, he's having a real tough time. That is his 4th death of the game, only 1 kill to his name on this Storm. And most of those deaths are coming from the same person. It's just always DDZ.
Yeah, it's a great place to punish Fearless. He's really sacrificing himself hard. Now, this is how he tends to play, right? He really is fearless on whatever he plays in pause too. But you have to be cautious. His timing on the Orchid's going to be delayed now with all that aggressive movement.
Well, Barry, bot lane, caught in the conks, tried to wind run out, but could not, and, well, he's going to destroy the neutrals as well. And to make matters worse, an item drops for Q. He does get a trusty shovel. It's going to be a very nice item pickup, but the hook shot, not going to land. I'm not sure what he was going for.
Oh,
maybe just a bit of a blind one.
Now, there's a Candy Loon TPing out right on point. Not quite timed right in the hook trap, unfortunately. Still, New Esports slightly ahead. They drop Barry just to support. You can see it on Motivate Trust. They're not satisfied. They've got Doom ready to go. They smoke up still. They've got that Soulbind. Double Doom ready to go.
Okay. See if they can pull it off. Gonna run straight through to that mid lane, but there is gonna be a counter smoke out from New Esports. Wrap around through the mid lane, trying to use Candy Loon as bait, but nobody's really falling for it. Want to try and kill off Fearless. But MG Trust, they seem to know something's wrong here. They're going to wait out, but Fearless might just be down and he's gone. Masaros rushing for them, but the silence was out on the Grimstroke. He couldn't soulbind him. Boombill will now get it out, but it's not connecting. And now the shackle out from Barry, holding him down. They finally get the Doom out, but is it going to matter? Probably not. Boombill's already down, and so is Masaros. And now DDZ just fighting back up against Jackie. Barry does at least lose his life to Q. And that'll be it. DDZ having a look for any more. He won't find him. It was a real shame for Motivate. They just could not get a good soulbind off.
Oh man, did you see that shackle from Barry? It went through the tree onto two heroes. Like, how is that fair? Thing with shackles sometimes it ends up being like that should have latched. That one should not have latched. There was a tree. It went for the hero first, and that just ruined Motivate's trust. Any chance for them to counter initiate was just broken up, and it's that blink for DDZ. He just gets to go in, close the gap, do the damage, blow heroes up, and Motivate Trust has to respect that spike. New Esports now, they're not gonna stop running. They want to make plays for that blink on DDZ.
Can't blame him. It's been so effective.
Oh.
He does get a toss off onto Q. Blood right, doesn't even matter. They do get the clockwork, and it looks like they're going to rush for a Roshan. The clock's down. They know they can't get vision with Rocket Flare for 20 seconds. See how fast they can get this done.
It's going to be really quick. You've got a ton of good damage. Barry has his jet, so the focus fire is going to help out. And now, if you've got all 5 heroes here, it doesn't take too long. Motivate, they don't have any wards by the Roche Pit, so they're not where it's happening at all.
No, they are not. Better be Aegis going to Yamate now. New Esports looking pretty darn good this game, number 1. It's mostly just been this mid-tiny from DDZ setting such a pace for his team. Motivate Trust, apart from everyone else but the Lifestealer, has not been able to keep up. Jackie, the only one really enjoying himself on this Motivate Trust team right now, but I don't think he's going to be enough once you get to that mid to late game stage. You're going to need Fearless to have some farm up on this Storm, but he's got nothing.
Yeah, he's been stalled out. The Orchid timing not on.
Tower is under attack.
One more space. And again, it's his playstyle. That's just one thing with Fearless. He always runs up. He tries to snowball by kills, but if it doesn't work out like this, it is really punishing. So they have to invest in him now, and even that progress on Masteros, right? Like, Doom tends to be up there in that fort. Right now, he's barely keeping up with the Bloodseeker. That's not what you want to see. He is very close to his blink. So once you have that blink, you've got the options to initiate better without having to throw Fearless in front. That is what Motivate will have to wait for, just playing with the Blink Doom.
Oh, DDZ, you just can't take your eyes off this man. He kills Fearless again. In that mid lane of all places, Fearless. He doesn't have a tier 1 tower there. He can't farm like that. I believe they were trying to use him as bait, but again, they just don't catch anyone. Jackie with a really nice few hits onto Mosen, does kill him off, and now onto the Bloodseeker. They have lost Masteros and Candy. He's going to make a run for it. Fearless, nowhere near. He's going to zip in now onto Candy and try to burst him down, but the Bloodseeker's going to run away, and, well, he's out of mana on the Storm. So Jackie's going to chase down DDZ. Can't finish him off. Q is still going onto Barry and Yamate, but ends up dying, and Well, MG Trust, they have to retreat, so Yamate will make the chase now onto the Lifestealer. He'll turn around and try to fight this one out. Disarms Yamate, but a nice swap out from Mosin is going to make it so they can't kill Candy Loon. Masarov's just though with a 3-man stun, but it may not matter. He dies. Jackie, still on the run, does survive. Power shot, gonna fly through, won't really kill anyone off. Almost got Jackie. But another bad team fight for Motivate Trust.
They're just not finding their openings here from MG Trust. It's that soulbind. They keep waiting to get a good leash off, but it's always a bit too late. The fight is broken out. The discipline from new esports to stay that split up is paying off. You know, they've already got it a bit easier to do that because they've got a range draft. You're not going to be finding that double doom on key heroes. It's always going to be the Bloodseeker Venge.
Oh, DDZ, he got Boom Bell. Another kill off to Yamate. Oh, hook shot missing from Q, and now he's shackled up. MG Trust, they are panicking. DDZ even getting a toss off onto Jackie. He'll rage and try to mad fight this one, but he can't. He needs to run away, but I'm not sure if he can. Masaros, he's going to try and get the infest off and run, but he's surrounded now, and Fearless, he TP's in, but he can't fight this. Masaros is just going to die in the Doom, and now Jackie on the Lifestealer. Well, his Heaven's Halberd is giving him some decent evasion. They'll turn back around now. Jackie back into this team fight. Onto Yamate with Fearless, but the Gust is going to make it to the Storm. Once again has to back off. Now the Soulbind is there, but you don't have your Doom available. So Jackie's going to die. The best they got is Barry on the Wind Ranger, but now they're going to lose another. Boom Bell has been tossed back by DDZ. And this Tiny is becoming way too problematic for Motivate.
Oh yeah, DDZ is just making the work happen. The blink timing was on point. The aggressive play just paying off. It's Motivate Trust that's trying to play slower, and this surprises me. Because from draft, they had these natural infest bombs that could have gone off the moment they had the armlet. But they decide to play farming, which I didn't mind for Fearless, because he did need to recover as the Storm, but you needed Jackie to step up to the plate there, and you know, DDZ, he's just hunting all over the map. You're not safe anywhere anymore.
Oh, there we go again. He loves picking up Fearless. Poor old Fearless just got his Orchid up. Just that kind of a game for this Storm Spirit. DDZ, of course, going to be going for that Ethereal Blade next, and once he has that up, I mean, the Avalanche Toss just basically goes back to one-hitting people. OMG Trust, they're going to try and smoke with the Doom up, with the Infest. They are going to spot out Yamate and Mosin, but it looks like they might not be able to close the gap. Might be a bad team fight anyway. The whole of new esports are right next to each other. Gonna rush in onto the Tiny, so go after DDZ. They do doom him up, just him alone. But look at the surround now. Masaros, he's gonna get shackled on that doom, and he's gone. Fearless gonna zip in after DDZ. Might be able to finish the kill, but at what cost? They'll take the fight. Now the Soulbind down with the silence, but the Blood Right was there. It's looking bad. Q is dropping and does go down, and Yamate just man-fighting Jackie. Jackie has closed the gap, but not for long. His rage will wear off, and now he is surrounded once again with a shackle out from Barry, and it's going to be a double kill out for Yamate. And make it matters worse, Fearless does go down to DDZ, and now they get the Yules off onto Boom Bell. So that's your Grimstroke on. It's a full team wipe.
It's messy here, man. Like they're trying to distance themselves from the Soulbind Doom just so they can find a pick-off. It's not enough. You just don't have the damage output. You don't have the control. Masaros is still using a level 1 Doom, Mike. He's not even at level 12. You talked about the Storm not being at 12 a while ago, and now it's Masaros stuck at 10. It's just not enough. And new esports now. Level 17 on DDZ. You've got 16 on Yamate. They've got the BKBs. They've got the damage. They've got control on the map. 12k lead. Motivate. they still have ways back in, but their execution has to step up. Like, this is not the team we're used to seeing from the past few days. It's not been in sync. Q, he's been missing a lot of hooks. It's just this coordination issue. They need to go in as a team, figure out what targets they want to go for, and what to do together, not one by one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, they're not going to defend that tier 2 bot tower. It's just going to go down for free to Yamate. Nice easy tower for the Drow.
Has fallen.
Esports, they'll group up again. Absolutely no fear when they have all the team with each other. And it really has been a matter of just their skill use, I guess. Like, they just keep missing certain key abilities. I think a lot of it does go back to the mid-storm that did just get destroyed by DDZ. I think they were heavily reliant on Fearless to have a good game on the Storm. He can still try to make a very late comeback, but he's got a lot of growing to go, and there's not really much space for him to farm in.
Yeah, and he's working towards a soul booster, probably into that bloodstone. So if he can snowball off that fresh bloodstone that he might pick up soon, it can really start to... It's back. You're also getting some decent space out for Jackie. He's still up there in farm, 3k behind. Yamate, considering how far the team is, it's not as bad as you'd expect for Jackie. He's making steady progress towards an MKB. That's going to help them hammer in the right click onto that Drow. But there are bigger issues on the line. They need to be super careful going in. I think they have to go for single target pickoffs. They're always forcing bigger fights, and every time they think it's just one person or two, the entirety of New Esports is there. They do not have the defensive items to weather through that storm. And that's just it. You want BKBs down the line here as well for Fearless. After that Bloodstone, he needs that item, but it's just a lot of farm Fearless has to work towards. We're talking about a 10 to 15 minute investment, maybe more, to find all of those items, and New Esports are not going to give them that time. They keep a good eye on Roche now, though. So Q has been sending his rockets out to the pit to ensure that no sneaky Roches come out. This is something they can't allow to give up. They just can't afford to fight into H's cheese here.
It's not going to take long, though. That's the thing. Like, he rocket flares again, and that's going to force the side of New to back off. But they're going to smoke up. There was no vision to scout that smoke either. Motivate. Hanging around that mid lane. They'd love to break this smoke right now. Candy may have just made it a bit obvious that they are on the other side of this mid lane. Fearless does have the Infest bomb now, looking to jump in, but there's DDZ just getting rid of Boombill. He'll buy back, they need the double Doom, so they'll jump in Fearless straight onto Mosen. No, they'll Doom up the Drow now, just focusing on getting rid of that Pos 1 on the side of New Esports, but he's swamped down into Masseros. Yamate, he's gonna die, but look at the damage out from Candy Loon. He's got everyone at Blood Ride. The Soulbind now is there, but Jackie, he's lost his life. Fearless does get the double Vortex, but does it even matter? Probably not. Candy's just going to chase him down slowly but surely, and here comes DDZ with the avalanche, with the toss, and that's Fearless gone. Even with the Drow dying early on, it just didn't matter. Now Q forced a hook shot to save his life, but he's trapped in the blood right. And there's a tree throw out from DDZ with an avalanche. DDZ will secure a double kill. They're not exactly going to be able to go high ground off this, but they win another team fight.
Oh yeah, they're just finding everything. 12, motivate, trust. It's that execution issue again. Like, they buy back on Boombell, but he comes in too late to do anything with the Doom. And the combinations are just not lining up, and the lead continues to grow for New Esports. E-Blade up on DDZ. And if you thought the guy wasn't bursting people down before, well, he is most certainly bursting them now, as the damage output for him is just insane. And they go back into the pit. You know, no Doom to worry about, no nothing to worry about. It just melts.
It does. Very, very easily. The Roshan going down, second one of the game, and of course Yamate will take the Aegis. Candy gonna go ahead and pick up the cheese. May just give that over to DDZ a bit later on. In fact, no, DDZ, he could use the cheese if he really wants. Looks like he has a few too many items right now. So they give it over to Barry instead. The Wind Ranger will hold it. Speaking of Barry, by the way, John, he's almost got his own MKB. Which is, considering that is your support Wind Ranger, starting to feel like Barry's going to hit harder than Fearless.
I mean, he already does, I want to say. Like, just with the Javelin alone, he's been able to really melt through a lot of these heroes. He's matching, you know, on the support Wind Ranger 16 to 16 with a Storm. That's just the state of the game. You know, Motivate, Trust, they're stuck for the most part in their high ground. They are playing in that bottom jungle, trying to farm up, trying to play catch up, finding these tier 3 items, new esports. They would love that telescope on their side, of course. We've seen that balance out very well, but that is on the side of MG Trust instead. They've not quite found the best items. MG Trust really turned it around. Not high ground for new.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, it is.
Normally.